Have you ever looked at your life and quietly asked yourself, why am I still stuck? Why do I keep starting things and then stopping halfway? Why do some people completely transform their lives while others stay exactly the same for years? The answer is not talent. It is not luck. It is not money. The answer is consistency. And today, this video may completely change the way you see your life. Because most people think success comes from one big moment, one lucky opportunity, one powerful decision, one magical breakthrough. But real success is much quieter than that. Real success is built in silence, in the small daily actions nobody sees. The workout you do when you are tired. The English practice you continue even when you sound awkward. The business you keep building even when nobody supports you. The dream you refuse to abandon even when life becomes difficult. That is consistency. And consistency changes everything. Right now, there are people with less talent than you succeeding. Not because they are smarter. Not because they are special. But because they kept going while others stopped. That is the difference. The world does not reward people who try once. The world rewards people who keep showing up every single day. Even when they are exhausted, even when they feel discouraged, even when nothing seems to be working. Let me tell you something important. Your future is not created by what you do once. Your future is created by what you repeat daily. Every habit is shaping your future life. Every action is building the person you are becoming. If you waste your days, you slowly destroy your future. If you improve yourself daily, you slowly build a powerful life. That is why consistency is so dangerous in both directions. Small bad habits repeated every day can ruin a person, but small good habits repeated every day can completely transform a person. Think about learning English. Many people get excited for 2 or 3 days. They watch videos for hours. They try to memorize everything quickly. Then, they disappear. 1 week later, they stop practicing completely. Months pass. Nothing changes. But another person practices only 20 minutes every day. They learn a few words daily. They speak simple sentences daily. They listen carefully every day. And slowly, something incredible happens. English stops feeling impossible. Their confidence grows. Their mind changes. Their life changes. Not because they were gifted, but because they were consistent. This is how every transformation in life happens. Quietly, slowly, daily. People want instant success, but nature itself teaches patience. A tree does not grow in one night. A strong body is not built in one workout. A successful life is not built in 1 week. Everything meaningful takes time. And consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you dream to be. The painful truth is this. Most people quit too early. They stop before the results appear. They stop during the invisible stage. The stage where nothing seems to be changing. But this invisible stage is where your roots are growing. Let me give you a powerful example. Imagine planting a seed underground. For days, nothing happens. For weeks, nothing happens. Maybe for months you see no result. But under the surface, the roots are expanding quietly. And one day, the plant suddenly breaks through the soil. People call it sudden success. But the truth is, the growth was happening long before anyone could see it. Your life works the same way. Every day you stay disciplined. Every day you continue learning. Every day you continue fighting. You are building invisible roots, and one day your results will finally appear. But only if you do not quit. That is why consistency requires faith. You must continue even when results are invisible. You must trust your daily effort. You must believe your future self is being created little by little. Most people only work hard when they feel motivated. But motivation is temporary. Some mornings you feel strong. Some mornings you feel empty. Some days life hurts. Some days your energy disappears. If you depend only on motivation, you will keep stopping every time life becomes difficult. But consistency is different. Consistency says, I will continue even when I do not feel like it. That is where real power begins. Because discipline is stronger than emotion. And people who master discipline eventually master their lives. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need perfect confidence. You do not need everybody to believe in you. You only need the courage to continue one more day, one more step, one more attempt. Because small daily effort becomes massive success over time. And the beautiful thing is this: the moment you become consistent, you begin respecting yourself differently. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You start proving to yourself that you can trust your own word. And that changes your confidence deeply. Every time you say, I will practice today, and then you actually do it, you build self-respect. Every time you say, I will wake up early, and you follow through, you become mentally stronger. But every time you break your promises to yourself, your confidence slowly dies. That is why consistency is not only building your future, it is rebuilding your identity. You begin becoming the kind of person who finishes things, the kind of person who does not run away from difficulty, the kind of person who can be trusted, even by yourself. And once that happens, your entire life starts changing from the inside out. Let me ask you something honestly. How many dreams have you already abandoned? How many times did you feel excited in the beginning, only to quit a few days later? Maybe you wanted to learn English fluently. Maybe you wanted to start a business. Maybe you wanted to change your body. Maybe you wanted to become financially free. At first you felt motivated. You watched videos. You made plans. You imagined a better future. But then real life arrived. You became tired, busy, distracted, discouraged. And slowly your dreams started fading away. This happens to millions of people every year. Not because they are stupid, not because they are incapable, but because they underestimate the power of daily repetition. Listen carefully. Your habits are writing your future story every single day, whether you realize it or not. Every day you are becoming something. The question is, what are you becoming? A stronger person or a weaker one? A disciplined person or a distracted one? A focused person or someone controlled by emotions and excuses? Because every repeated action leaves a mark on your identity. This is why consistency is more powerful than intensity. Anyone can work hard for one day. Anyone can feel inspired for one weekend. Anyone can make promises during emotional moments. But very few people can continue when things become boring. Very few people can continue when progress feels slow. And that is exactly why consistent people become unstoppable. They learn how to continue even without excitement. That is real maturity. Imagine two people trying to improve their lives. The first person studies for 10 hours one day, then disappears for 2 weeks. The second person studies only 1 hour every day. Who do you think will succeed after 1 year? The second person, every single time. Because consistency beats random effort. Always. Life rewards rhythm, not chaos. That is why small, disciplined actions become life-changing over time. 1 page read every day becomes knowledge. 1 workout every day becomes strength. 1 English conversation every day becomes fluency. 1 smart decision every day becomes success. The problem is that most people are addicted to quick results. They want transformation without patience. They want rewards without sacrifice. They want success without discomfort. But real growth does not work like that. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is repetitive. Growth often feels invisible at first. And this is where most people fail. They quit during the invisible stage. The stage where effort feels pointless. The stage where nobody notices your progress. The stage where your old life is still pulling you backwards. But listen to me carefully. The invisible stage is the most important part of the journey, because that is where your foundation is being built. And weak foundations always collapse later. There is a reason why disciplined people eventually stand out. It is because consistency compounds. Just like money grows through compound interest, your habits also compound over time. One good habit may not change your life immediately, but repeated for months and years, it becomes powerful. This is why successful people protect their routines so seriously, because they understand something most people ignore. Your daily routine eventually becomes your destiny. If your days are filled with distractions, your future will also become distracted. If your days are filled with growth, your future will slowly become extraordinary. That is why your mornings matter. Your evenings matter. Your small decisions matter. Even the habits that seem unimportant today are shaping your future self. And here is another painful truth. Nobody can stay consistent for you. Your parents cannot do it. Your friends cannot do it. Motivational videos cannot do it. At some point you must decide, enough is enough. You must become the person who keeps going even when life becomes difficult. Because difficult days are guaranteed. There will be days when you feel emotionally exhausted. Days when people disappoint you. Days when progress feels painfully slow. Days when you question yourself completely. But those are the moments that truly define your future. Anybody can continue when life feels easy. But winners continue when life becomes uncomfortable. That is what separates dreamers from achievers. And remember this. Consistency is not about perfection. You do not need perfect days. You do not need perfect performance. You only need to refuse quitting completely. Some days your effort will feel strong. Some days it will feel weak. That is normal. What matters is continuing. Even slow progress is still progress. Even small effort still matters. Never underestimate the power of staying in the game. Because most people fail simply because they stop too soon. And once you understand this deeply, your mindset changes forever. You stop chasing shortcuts. You stop waiting for magical moments. You stop depending on motivation. Instead, you start building discipline quietly, daily, patiently, relentlessly. And one day people will look at your success and call you lucky. But they will never see the lonely mornings, the exhausting nights, the silent sacrifices, the days you kept going while nobody believed in you. That is the hidden price behind every successful life. Consistency. Repeat it again and again until greatness becomes unavoidable. There is something dangerous about comfort. At first, comfort feels harmless. Sleeping a little longer, skipping practice for one day, watching useless videos for hours, delaying your goals until tomorrow. None of these things feel dangerous in the moment. That is why so many people destroy their future without realizing it. Because comfort slowly becomes a trap, a silent prison, and the longer you stay there, the harder it becomes to escape. Your dreams do not disappear in one day. They disappear slowly, through repeated excuses, through daily procrastination, through choosing temporary pleasure over long-term growth. That is why consistency is so important. Consistency protects your future from your temporary emotions. Think about this carefully. Every successful person you admire once faced the same battle you are facing right now. The battle between comfort and growth. The battle between excuses and discipline. The battle between fear and action. The difference is, they kept moving while others kept waiting. Most people spend their entire lives waiting waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for perfect timing, waiting for someone to support them. But successful people understand a powerful truth. Perfect conditions never arrive. You must begin before you feel ready. You must continue before you feel confident. And you must stay consistent before results become visible. That is how transformation begins. Quietly. One difficult decision at a time. Let me tell you something that may change your mindset forever. Your future self is watching you right now. The stronger version of you, the successful version of you, the confident version of you. That person is being created by your daily choices. Every time you stay disciplined, you move closer to becoming that person. Every time you quit, you move further away. This is why your habits matter more than your emotions, because emotions change every day. But habits shape your entire life. And here is the truth nobody likes hearing. Most people are not tired because they work too hard. They are tired because they live without direction. Because deep inside they know they are wasting their potential. Nothing drains the soul more than knowing you are capable of more, but refusing to act. That pain becomes heavy over time. You start doubting yourself. You start comparing yourself to others. You start feeling left behind. But often the real problem is simple: lack of consistency. Because when you become disciplined, your mind becomes calmer, your confidence becomes stronger, your direction becomes clearer. You stop feeling lost because your actions finally align with your goals, and slowly your life begins changing. Not overnight, but steadily. Real confidence is not built through motivational quotes. It is built through proof. Proof that you can rely on yourself. Proof that you can continue even when things become difficult. Proof that you are becoming stronger than your excuses. This is why disciplined people carry a different energy. Because deep inside they trust themselves. They know they can survive difficult moments. They know they can continue when others stop. And that self-trust becomes powerful. Look at athletes, musicians, writers, entrepreneurs, speakers. Almost all of them succeeded because of repetition. That is the hidden secret behind greatness. Repetition. The world celebrates the final result, but nobody sees the thousands of ordinary days behind it. Nobody sees the lonely effort, the frustration, the self-doubt, the boring routines. But those quiet moments are exactly what build extraordinary people. And this is important for you to understand. Consistency is not glamorous. Most of the time it feels boring, repetitive, slow. But boring daily effort creates exciting long-term results. That is the trade. Temporary discomfort for permanent growth. Temporary sacrifice for future freedom. The problem is that modern life trains people to avoid discomfort. Everything is instant now. Instant entertainment. Instant food. Instant distraction. So people lose the ability to stay patient. They lose the ability to stay focused. And because of that, they quit too early in every area of life. But if you can master consistency in this distracted world, you already become rare. Why? Because disciplined people are becoming harder to find. Most people cannot focus for even 30 minutes anymore. Most people cannot stay committed to one goal long enough to see results. But if you can, your future becomes extremely powerful. Imagine what happens if you stay consistent for the next 5 years. Not perfect, just consistent. Daily learning, daily growth, daily effort. Your entire identity would change. Your confidence would change. Your income could change. Your health could change. Your relationships could change. Your life could become completely different. That is the power hidden inside small, repeated actions. Never underestimate how much your life can change through steady effort. 1 year of consistency can completely shock people. 5 years of consistency can make you unrecognizable. And the beautiful thing is this: you do not need to change your whole life today. You only need to win today. Then repeat tomorrow. That is how powerful lives are built. One disciplined day at a time. Part 4. Let me tell you one of the biggest lies people believe. They think successful people never feel tired, never feel afraid, never feel discouraged. But that is completely false. Successful people feel all those emotions too. The difference is, they do not let emotions control their actions. That is the real secret. Anyone can move forward when they feel excited. But can you continue when life feels heavy? Can you continue when your heart feels tired? Can you continue when nobody supports you? That is where your future is decided. Because difficult moments reveal your true character, not easy moments. When everything feels comfortable, anybody can feel confident. Anybody can feel motivated. But when life becomes painful, that is when discipline becomes your rescue. Imagine a person trying to build a better life. At first, they feel excited. They wake up early, they work hard, they stay focused. But after some time, reality hits. Progress slows down. Results feel invisible. People stop encouraging them. Suddenly, doubt enters their mind. Maybe I am wasting my time. Maybe I am not talented enough. Maybe success is only for other people. And this is the exact moment where most people quit. Not because they failed, but because they became emotionally exhausted. Listen carefully. Your mind will always try to protect you from discomfort. That is why excuses feel so convincing. Your brain wants safety, comfort, easy pleasure. But growth lives in discomfort. Everything meaningful requires struggle. Confidence requires awkward moments. Strength requires pain. Success requires sacrifice. There is no other path. And the sooner you accept this truth, the stronger you become mentally. Difficult. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? Instead, you begin saying, this struggle is shaping me. That mindset changes everything. Let me give you an example. Think about someone learning to speak English confidently. At first, they feel embarrassed. Their pronunciation sounds broken. They make grammar mistakes. People may even laugh at them. And because of that embarrassment, many people stop practicing completely. But the people who eventually become fluent are not the people who never felt embarrassed. They are the people who practiced despite embarrassment. That is consistency, continuing despite discomfort. And this lesson applies to every area of life. Every successful person once looked inexperienced, weak, confused, unprepared. But they kept practicing until weakness became strength. That transformation only happens through repetition. This is why patience is so important. Real growth often feels invisible while it is happening. You may practice for months without seeing dramatic results. You may work hard while your life still looks the same. But hidden growth is still growth. Your mind is adapting. Your discipline is improving. Your confidence is slowly increasing. And one day, the results suddenly become visible. People will think your success happened quickly, but you will know the truth. It was built slowly through hundreds of invisible days. That is why you must stop comparing your Chapter 1 to someone else's. Chapter 20. Comparison destroys focus. It makes people impatient. And impatient people quit too early. Your journey is your own. Your timing is your own. What matters is that you continue moving forward, even slowly, even imperfectly. Just continue, because slow progress still builds powerful results. And remember this carefully. Every day you stay disciplined, you separate yourself from the average crowd. Most people live controlled by mood. If they feel good, they work. If they feel bad, they stop. That is why their lives never become stable. But disciplined people create structure even during emotional chaos. And because of that, their lives slowly become stronger year after year. This is also why consistent people often appear calm under pressure, because they train themselves to continue during difficult moments. They built mental endurance, and mental endurance is more valuable than temporary motivation. Anybody can feel inspired for one day, but staying committed for years, that creates greatness. Think about how many people start goals every January. Gym memberships, business plans, language learning, big promises. But after 1 month, most of them disappear. Why? Because excitement alone cannot carry you far. Only systems and habits can. That is why successful people focus heavily on routine. Routine removes unnecessary decisions. Routine creates momentum. Routine protects your goals from emotional instability. And once consistency becomes part of your identity, life changes dramatically. You waste less energy fighting yourself. You stop negotiating with excuses constantly. Your actions become automatic. Growth becomes natural. And your confidence rises because your life finally has direction. The truth is simple. A disciplined life feels hard at first, but an undisciplined life becomes painful later. Choose your pain wisely, temporary discipline or permanent regret. Because regret becomes very heavy with time. Many people spend years wishing they had started earlier, wishing they had stayed focused, wishing they had believed in themselves more. Do not become one of those people. Start now. Start small if necessary, but stay consistent. Because your future is being created by what you repeatedly do today. There is another truth about consistency that most people never realize. Consistency does not only change your results, it changes your identity. At first, you force yourself to practice. You force yourself to wake up early. You force yourself to stay focused. But after some time, something incredible begins happening. You no longer feel like the same person. Your mindset changes. Your standards change. Your energy changes. Because repeated actions slowly shape who you are. A person who studies daily becomes disciplined. A person who exercises daily becomes healthier. A person who practices English daily becomes confident. And a person who keeps promises to themselves becomes powerful internally. This is why your habits matter so much. Your habits are training your future personality. Every repeated action is teaching your brain what kind of person you are. If you constantly quit, your mind learns weakness. If you constantly continue, your mind learns resilience. That is why small actions are never truly small. They are shaping your identity every single day. Let me tell you something important. Many people are waiting to feel confident before they start. But confidence is created through action, not before action. Nobody feels fully ready in the beginning. Even successful people once doubted themselves deeply. Even confident speakers once felt nervous. Even strong leaders once felt insecure. The difference is simple. They acted despite fear, and repeated action slowly destroyed their fear. That is how confidence is built. Not through thinking, through doing, repeatedly. Imagine learning to ride a bicycle. At first you shake, you fall, you feel afraid. But after enough repetition, your body learns balance naturally. Confidence appears automatically through practice. Life works the same way. Repetition creates mastery, and mastery creates confidence. This is why consistency can completely rebuild a broken person. Someone who feels lost today can become strong later. Someone who feels weak today can become disciplined later. Someone who feels behind today can completely transform their future, but only if they continue. Because consistency gives people a second chance at life. Every day is another opportunity to rebuild yourself, another opportunity to improve, another opportunity to move closer to the person you want to become. Never believe the lie that it is too late. As long as you are alive, change is possible. But change demands repeated effort, not temporary excitement. And listen carefully to this. The people around you may not understand your journey immediately. Sometimes they may laugh. Sometimes they may doubt you. Sometimes they may even discourage you. Because when people see someone trying to grow, it reminds them of their own excuses. Do not let that stop you. Many successful people walked alone in the beginning. Nobody believed in them until results became visible. That is why you must learn how to trust yourself before the world trusts you. Self-belief is built through consistency too. Every disciplined action becomes evidence. Evidence that you are changing. Evidence that you are serious. Evidence that you are capable of more. And slowly, your self-respect grows stronger. That self-respect becomes life-changing, because once you truly respect yourself, you stop tolerating destructive habits. You stop wasting your potential carelessly. You stop abandoning your goals every time life becomes uncomfortable. You begin protecting your future seriously. This is also why disciplined people often appear more peaceful internally, because they are no longer fighting themselves every day. Their actions and goals are finally aligned. That creates clarity, and clarity creates peace. Meanwhile, many people suffer internally because their actions keep betraying their dreams. They want success, but their habits create failure. They want confidence, but their routines destroy self-respect. They want change, but they repeat the same behaviors daily. That inner conflict slowly destroys motivation. But consistency solves that conflict, because your daily actions finally begin supporting your future instead of damaging it. And once that happens, momentum begins building. Momentum is powerful. At first, growth feels slow, but eventually, disciplined actions begin multiplying results faster and faster. Your knowledge increases, your confidence increases, your opportunities increase, your discipline becomes stronger. Everything starts compounding together, and suddenly, your life begins moving in a completely different direction. People may call it luck, but you will know it was built through repeated effort during difficult days. That is why you must stop underestimating small progress. One small improvement daily becomes enormous over time. One healthy habit repeated consistently can completely transform a life. One focused year can create opportunities people never imagined possible. The key is simple. Continue. Even when progress feels slow, even when emotions feel unstable, even when results remain invisible, continue. Because consistency is quietly building a future version of you that is stronger, wiser, calmer, and more capable than the person you are today. And one day, you will look back at your old life and realize something beautiful. The small daily actions you once thought were insignificant were actually changing everything from the beginning. So now the real question is not whether consistency works. The real question is this: will you finally commit to your own life? Or will you continue wasting years waiting for motivation? Because one day, the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. And when that moment arrives, you finally understand something powerful. Your life will not improve by accident. It improves through daily choices. Quiet choices, invisible choices, repeated choices. Every single day, you are either building your future or destroying it slowly. There is no neutral direction. Every habit is taking you somewhere. Every routine is shaping your destiny. And time never stops moving. 1 year from now, you will either thank yourself or regret the excuses you made today. That decision belongs to you. Right now. At this very moment. You may feel behind in life. You may feel tired, confused, broken. Maybe people doubted you for years. Maybe you even started doubting yourself. But listen carefully. Your past does not control your future unless you keep repeating it. You can begin again. You can rebuild yourself. You can become stronger than the version of you that wanted to quit. But only if you decide to continue. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Because your future is created in ordinary moments like this. The moments where nobody is watching. The moments where excuses sound convincing. The moments where you choose discipline instead of comfort. That is where lives change forever. Never forget this. Greatness is not built through one giant action. It is built through tiny actions repeated with patience for a long time. A few pages daily can change your mind. A few workouts weekly can change your body. A few disciplined years can change your entire bloodline. That is how powerful consistency truly is. And maybe nobody claps for you in the beginning. Maybe nobody notices your effort. Maybe your progress feels painfully slow. Keep going anyway. Because seeds grow in darkness first. The strongest roots are built underground. And one day, your results will speak so loudly that nobody will be able to ignore them anymore. One day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you changed your life. One day, the same struggles that almost broke you will become the reason someone else feels inspired by your story. But that future only belongs to the people who refuse to quit. So promise yourself something today. No more endless excuses. No more waiting for perfect timing. No more abandoning your goals every time life becomes difficult. This time, you continue. This time, you stay disciplined. This time, you build the habits that your future depends on. Because deep inside, you already know something important. You are capable of far more than the life you are currently living. There is more strength inside you, more intelligence inside you, more greatness inside you. But potential means nothing without consistent action. The world does not reward hidden dreams. It rewards disciplined execution. Daily, quietly, relentlessly. So from this moment forward, start becoming the person your future needs. Learn daily. Grow daily. Fight daily. Improve daily. Even if the steps feel small. Even if progress feels invisible. Continue. Because one day all those small steps will connect together, and they will carry you into a completely different life. A stronger life. A freer life. A life built through discipline instead of excuses. And when that day finally arrives, you will realize something beautiful. Consistency did not just change your results. It changed you, completely. Thank you for watching. And remember, on this channel, you are not only learning English, you are learning how to rebuild your mindset, how to grow stronger, how to become the best version of yourself. So keep learning, keep improving, and keep showing up for your dreams every single day. Because you stop asking,